Welcome to the American Dream, selling the Twin Cities. Minnesota is known for its incredible diversity. Today, we're gonna go all across Minneapolis and St. Paul to see the real estate, lifestyles, and culture here. I'm your host, Amber Garofalo. This is the American Dream, selling the Twin Cities. Let's go.
The search is over, baby. I'm right here, and I got it.
The American Dream, the only show that combats negative media, not owned by a network, commercial-free, unscripted.
Hi, I'm Krista Wolter, realtor and lifestyle expert, and we're here today at the Big Sandy Getaway in McGregor, Minnesota, just 2 hours north, and home to Savannah Portage State Park, the Minnesota National Golf Course, and 15 recreational lakes, all just minutes from one another. We also have many favorite restaurants for cabin goers and a new brewery that opened last year. This area has a special place in my heart because my great-grandmother built her cabin on nearby Lake Minnewawa, and it's where I spent my summers as a young girl. Today, we're gonna tour with Wayne Flo and get the insight on how he has transformed lakeshore living. Let's get started. We're here with Wayne Flo at his island, and Wayne is a longtime friend, business owner of Flo International. And thank you for having us out to your incredible home. Tell me a little bit about your history here in McGregor, because I know your family has been here a long time.
Well, history starts with my grandparents in McGregor. They moved here in the 30s.
Wow.
And my grandpa used to plow the road with his horses. He kind of made the road, which is called Flo Road.
Okay.
And then I grew up there. I was fortunate enough to grow up in the small town of McGregor and live on the lake.
Wow.
So the lake has always been a great inspiration for me.
I know when I look at your product line right now, and I've seen everything from docks, trailers, and now I've seen you move into the boat manufacturing. So tell me about how, things have just morphed into so many more things.
I started with the docks and the boat lifts, and then I needed something to keep my crew going year-round, so we invented the aluminum snowmobile trailer for this market up here. And eventually I started designing boats, and now we've got a new factory, 150,000 square foot factory, where we're going to produce 3 new variety models, and those boats are good from anywhere from barefoot water skiing to surfing.
So Wayne, you started with just yourself. How many employees now do you have?
We have about 200 employees here in Minnesota.
Wow.
And we have 292 active dealers that sell Flo products for us.
Wow, and I take it that that's all over the country?
All over the country, up into Canada.
Okay. With you growing up in McGregor, staying here for so long, I know you're super involved in the community. What and how do you give back?
We support several foundations here in McGregor and enjoy doing that. So I started doing fireworks shows off this island about 27 years ago, and with all the boats and all the people that are here in the surrounding area that watch them, we're up to about 10,000 people for an audience.
That's incredible. I've seen the lights on this lake at your shows, and they are great. And what about that boat ride? Because I would love to see some of your favorite spots on the lake.
Can we do a happy hour tour?
I think that sounds great.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, sounds good. Wayne, thank you so much for that great boat tour. So great to be with you. Everything you've done for this community, it's just been great. So thank you.
All right.
And last but not least is the Big Sandy Lodge and Resort. The lodge and the townhomes were built with timber accents for that wonderful up north feeling. And this incredible vacation getaway offers a variety of rentals and home ownership options, along with a beach, boat rentals, indoor and outdoor dining, and an indoor swimming pool and hot tub. I hope to see you up in McGregor, Minnesota for your next winter or summer getaway.
Olivier. Today we're in the city of Eden Prairie, just 11 miles from downtown Minneapolis in the southwest suburbs. It is known for its beautiful parks, trails, we've got lakes, riverfront, and 3 different private golf courses and gated communities. Behind me is the Cummins Phipps Grill homestead, which originated in 1856. The Grove family were forward thinkers, and they actually planted a landing strip in the middle of wheat fields. The Navy took notice and started using it as a practice facility. Well, that was back in 1941, and present day today, we've got the Flying Cloud Airport, and we are gonna go across the street and see what's happening now. So today we are here with Michael Lawrence, the general manager at Premier Jet Center. Michael, tell us what you do here, what goes down here on a day-to-day basis.
Sure. Well, Premier Jet Center services all types of different types of aircraft. We have about 50 team members that buy and sell aircraft. We do aircraft maintenance, we do paint and interior refurbishments on aircraft, but we also provide ground service and fueling. We move, we lease hangar space. We do a little bit of everything for all different types of business aircraft, corporate aircraft, charter aircraft. We're just one of many businesses on the airport here. Generally, there's a lot of business traffic that happens here, business travelers flying to different airports that aren't accessible by commercial aircraft.
Now I'm here with my buddy Jim Ronning. He's going to take us out in his single-engine Cessna. Jim, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you tell us, how long have you been flying?
Flying since 1973. I started flying hang gliders, towing behind boats back then. Powered flights since about 1990.
So what do you like in particular about having your plane here at Flying Cloud Airport?
Well, it's in close proximity to my home, and it has all of the services that we need to maintain and supply the aircraft. It covers all aspects of flying here at Flying Cloud.
Okay, so I know Jim has 8 kids. I know some of them fly. How many of your children fly?
5 of them fly aircraft. Another 2 of them are skydivers, and 1 flies a paraglider.
So it's a real family tradition.
Well, my grandfather was a pilot, and I had the opportunity to fly with him as a young lad. And we have a passion to fly. There's my kids that like to get their feet off the ground as well.
Thank you so much for taking us up today and for the opportunity to fly over Tremonto and Eden Prairie and see some of the stunning Minnesota River Valley. Just really appreciate it. All right, we're about to take you into a very special property here in Eden Prairie. This home even has its own name, Tremonto. It just sold last year, 2021, for $5.3 million. And it is one of the most expensive residential non-lakeshore properties to ever sell in the state of Minnesota. The original owners were very passionate about this home. It is custom built with John Kramer and Sons, designed by Murphy & Co. It is absolutely stunning, 4.7 acre property with over 150 acres of U.S. Fish and Wildlife Preserve in your backyard with the most stunning views you can imagine. We're here today with the owners of this spectacular property, Mai and Gillis. Thank you so much for letting us into your home. Wanted to ask you, what drew you to this property?
This place, when we first saw it, it was just so special. The fact that you feel like you're in the country, but then you're 15 minutes away from like the airport and all the fine dining, all the nice restaurant, and so that's just like a no-brainer for us. Just the character in every room and all the beautiful wood that they use in the home here. It's just so warm and cozy, so it's just so different from our last home.
Well, thank you guys so much for allowing us into your home today and sharing, what you love about your property. We're so delighted to be here and excited to show people how special Eden Prairie is and how special your property is. That's all we have time for in this segment of The American Dream. I hope you enjoyed your time with me today. And next time you're in Eden Prairie, I hope to see you around.
Namaste, I'm Chevline Vaz.
And I'm Andy Harwood.
And we are the Vaz-Harwood team in the Twin Cities in Minnesota.
And we're so excited to show you and introduce you to the West 7th neighborhood in St. Paul. It's an amazing historic neighborhood. Let's go check it out. We're here on the Schmidt's Brewery rooftop. It's actually not a brewery anymore. This building a few years ago was converted into artist lofts. So now there's, I think, a few hundred artists who have residence here and practice their art. They redid it beautifully and preserved the history of the building. This is really like the landmark of the neighborhood. You can see it from everywhere in this vicinity. And this street here is West 7th Street itself. Historically a fur trading route. It connects downtown St. Paul with Fort Snelling, and this dates back to, I think, about the 1830s. Now it's just a bustling place full of amazing restaurants and little shops and, of course, art galleries like our friend Heather, which we'll see and meet in just a few minutes. But I wanted to show you the view from up here and just give you a feel for the neighborhood and this amazing landmark, the Schmidt Brewery. This is the West 7th neighborhood. It is such a cool historic neighborhood. We're gonna show you around a little bit and introduce you to a friend of ours who owns an art gallery here. Let's check it out.
Hi, Heather.
Andy and Cheryline, welcome to the gallery.
I am so excited to introduce my best friend to you. This is Heather Fridley. She is Minnesota's very own Indigenous artist and gallery owner. You own the Fridley Gallery right here in the West 7th. So tell me what inspires you.
Well, as you can see, a lot of my works are different landscapes of the places I've been. And what inspires me is my family's heritage in this land, as well as my travels throughout Minnesota and the United States. And I love to look at the landscapes and travel within them and really just immerse myself in that land.
Whenever I look at your work, it reminds me of stained glass. How would you describe your style and technique?
Well, I work in a contemporary impressionistic style. I like to lay down lots of thick layers of paint with lots of vibrant colors of what I feel and see out there in the landscape.
Talk to us about your latest commissioned project, which is so magnificent.
Well, I had the honor of being chosen to create a commission piece to be in the lobby of the Health Partners Cancer Center in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. And it was a beautiful piece showing the Minnehaha Creek. And so that way we could bring the love and beauty of that creek to the inside of people waiting for their cancer treatments and bring that beauty and hope to them.
Restoration of the ecosystem, the environment are very dear topics to you because I see it in all your works.
Absolutely.
So why did you choose the West 7th neighborhood to start your gallery?
Well, I really love the arts and culture here in the West 7th neighborhood. There's so many great shops and different places to visit, such as the Kagan Case Market, which has food from all over Minnesota. We have the Schmidt Artist Lofts. We also have this beautiful area down here, which has a bunch of vintage shops. And I love vintage.
I know, me too.
I know you do, Cheryline.
Oh my gosh, that's all I do. Thank you for joining us on our tour of the West 7th neighborhood. We hope you will drop in, check out the stores, check out the restaurants, and don't forget to say hi to Heather.
And check us out next time on the next episode of The American Dream that we'll be hosting.
I'm super pumped today that I get to introduce you to the first neighborhood that I got to know in the Twin Cities. It's known as the Southwest Minneapolis Lake Harriet neighborhood. It has iconic, show-stopping, architecturally styled homes, and also one of my favorite ice cream places. You get to see both, so let's get going. thank you for having me over today. So I'm curious, like, what drew you to this area originally?
My folks lived here, moved here about, my dad retired at 55, and so we used to bring the kids here all the time. And we just love Linden Hills, and so when my husband got a new job up here, we knew that this is where we wanted to live. So we just decided to get an apartment and patiently wait until something came available.
And like in 3 words, if you could pick 3, like how would you describe this area to like an out-of-towner?
Exquisite, peaceful, very unique.
You have such a beautiful home. I mean, there's so many details about it. Why don't you share a few of your favorites?
I love the wood beams that we have and the arches in every room, the high ceilings. Having our wine room downstairs is very unique. Our dining room is oversized, but yet we never thought we'd use it. And now we use it for every meal when we have family over.
Yeah.
It's nice to live in a builder's home because they did everything, you know, top notch, and so they did a beautiful job.
So 18 years ago was the first time that I had this ice cream. And what is crazy to me is that they've been doing that kind of small batch, custom, premium ice cream for over 30 years, way before it was a thing. So here we are at Sebastian Joe's, and I want to take you inside to one of these great areas and shops in the neighborhood. I see the Nicollet Avenue pothole. Tell me, like, what else are like top gourmet flavors?
So I'd say the salty caramel is another very popular one, as well as the raspberry chocolate chip and the Oreo are our most popular. Those ones sell out like crazy. Otherwise, we do have the Pavarotti as well. That's a banana ice cream. That one's delicious.
Oh, I love banana ice cream. My girls do too. That's awesome. A neighborhood that has such community. Do you see that even here at the ice cream shop?
Oh gosh, every day. I'm here every morning of the week, and I see people every single day. They get the same thing. We're on a name-to-name basis. They come in, I'm like, hey, how are you? Yeah, everybody knows everybody.
So we're really lucky today. We're here with Mike, one of the owners of my favorite ice cream place, Sebastian Joe's. And I'm curious, so I, for the first time, had this 18 years ago, and you've been doing this for over 30. So how, before everybody else, did you think about making these custom small batches and kind of these like unique, fun flavors?
Me and my brother Tim traveled to Boston, and we saw some ice cream stores out there making small batches of ice cream.
Okay.
And we decided that Minneapolis wasn't doing it at that time. There was Haagen-Dazs stores and Ben & Jerry's stores, but there weren't any small independent ice cream stores. So we came back, literally went to the library. This is before the internet. I went to the library and got books on how to make homemade ice cream.
No way.
Bought a little small ice and salt machine and made little quarts of ice cream at home. And we asked our third brother, Todd, if he wanted to become part of it. And then 2 years later, we opened our first store.
Okay, Mike, well, I'll tell you what. My day is done, and I would love if you wouldn't mind getting me some of that Pavarotti ice cream to try.
Like a scoop of Pavarotti?
I would love it. A great time showing you around the Lake Harriet in Southwest Minneapolis neighborhood today. We got to see one of the most, architecturally styled homes in the neighborhood. We got to see Sebastian Joe's, and I got to get a new ice cream favorite flavor, which I didn't think is very possible. That's all we have time for on this episode of The American Dream. See you next time.
We're in my beautiful office in Loring Park in Minneapolis. I love being in the middle of everything, and this week in particular because it's Twin Cities Pride. Pretty soon we're going to be going down the parade route together, and you're going to get a glimpse of just how amazing our community here is in Minnesota. Pride is super important to me because in 27 states it's still legal to discriminate against the LGBTQ community in housing. In Minnesota, we are a protected class, and yet our homeownership rates still lag behind the general population. As realtors in the community, we are trying to help close that gap. downtown Minneapolis. We're about ready to start the Pride Parade. We're in front of First Avenue, getting all set up. We have the giant flags here. These are 30 by 50 foot size flags. It takes a lot of people to carry them, but they're a lot of fun, especially when the wind blows. And then we're going to get started. Let's go watch Dykes on Bikes. They're going to kick us off. I want to start by saying thank you for all your years and all your service at Twin Cities Pride. You've been amazing. I know you're retiring. How many years have you?
I have been here 13 years now, so yeah, it's definitely time for someone else to take the baton and keep it going.
One of my favorite things about Twin Cities Pride is just knowing how many volunteers you have.
For Pride Weekend, we get about 400 volunteers. So we have a ton of community support, like No Place Like Home. Of course, thanks so much for being a longtime supporter of Pride.
And how many people typically show up to the park and to the parade?
We usually guesstimate about 400,000 people. We have about 150,000 each day at the festival and 150 to 200,000 at the parade. This year we're full on with the parade back, and people are just so excited and ready to be here. So it's super fun this year. I just appreciate all of our volunteers and all of our participants and everybody coming out and supporting this. And I think that we have a big fight in front of us. It's not only celebration, we've got a lot of work to do as a community, and we need to be all on the same page to move forward.
Well, from all of the LGBTQ plus community, we thank you, we love you, and thanks for all the hard work that you've done and all the things we don't even have a clue that you've done. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Amy. It's been a real pleasure. I'm just honor of my life to have this role. So.
We've sure had a lot of fun at Twin Cities Pride this year. These are our iconic ruby red slippers that we normally go down the parade route with. Maybe next year, and maybe you can join us. That's all we have time for on the American Dream. Happy Pride from No Place Like Home team at RE/MAX Results.
Hey guys, we're in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Longfellow Neighborhood. Got the Greenway bike path just right behind me. We're gonna go check out the neighborhood, check out one of the properties that I'm working on with my partner, as well as some of the local establishments and see what they have to offer. So here we are in South Minneapolis, checking out the newest short-term rental in our portfolio. CJ's here, he's been working on the project with me, and Brian, he's out working the back. Got the Airbnb. What are we looking to do?
So just checked in with Brian and a few of the guys. They're finishing the last segment of the fence. So yeah, we're what, a few days away from this going live? Do you remember exactly how we got this house and why we chose it?
Yeah, you gave me a call one day and said, hey Josh, like we got this guy, he's looking to sell his house, just get out of it, he's got somewhere to go. I know the area pretty well and took a look at it, saw the potential, short-term rentals in the Twin Cities market, just with the area, local amenities and transportation. Seemed like a really good idea at the time.
Getting something like this off market at a good price, you know, definitely wanted to jump on it.
Yeah, so when we picked up this house, it was just such a great location. I mean, we had like the local amenities. You got the Mississippi River right there, Minnehaha Falls, dog park, restaurants. It was just too good of an opportunity to pass up and just, which I think is really gonna pay off.
Definitely. I think it was just randomly one day we're like, you know, why don't we make this little house just that perfect short-term rental? I mean, it is. It's like 3 bedrooms, you know, it's got 2 bathrooms. Everything is like so close together. It's got a hot tub. I mean, that is definitely the best part. Cold winters in Minnesota. So when we walked in this house, it was not the way it looked right now. We could have decided to buy a house that looks like this, but we didn't. We bought something with mustard green walls and really bad floors, and everything was just definitely needing some updating.
But, you know, with a little bit of like sweat equity and, you know, a strong back, you can definitely rip that stuff out and make what you see here right now. Like, these are all new cabinets, appliances all new, flooring new, paint new. As long as you can see past a lot of the items that are cosmetic and realize that you have a pretty structurally sound house, I think it'd be crazy not to like put in some work. Well, awesome, like awesome time to like go check out this house. A lot of progress being made. Can't wait to get it listed as an Airbnb. Yeah, so what do you want to do next?
I have this really awesome spot down the street that I really want to show everyone. Want to go check it out?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So here we are, just down the street from the Airbnb we were just at Northbound Smokehouse. One of the best places in the neighborhood to get wings and a bunch of other great food.
One of the biggest things I love about the spot is Jamie, the owner, one, super involved in the community. A lot of his supplies, like the bar top, hops, and some like the chairs, whatnot, are actually locally sourced and is so accessible. Like an 8-minute walk, a 2-minute bike ride from the Airbnb. The whole South Minneapolis and the Twin Cities overall, like tons of bike paths. So you do see a lot of pretty active people here.
Yeah, speaking of active people, everyone's out walking their dogs. Every restaurant like this in the area is so dog friendly.
Pretty eco-friendly building, which is really important. Just the community of like the Twin Cities and Minneapolis as well is just being a sustainable business. Their bar is actually made from a wood maker called Wood from the Hood, where any like down tree in the Twin Cities area, they repurpose it into like cribbage boards, coffee tables, desks, and now a bar top. So
it's an awesome
spot. Well, awesome, man. Thanks for meeting up, and we'll see you again soon.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you.
Yeah.
On that note, should we order some wings?
I think we should.
I think we should.
Yep.
Thanks for watching this episode of The American Dream, Selling the Twin Cities. I'm Amber Garofalo, and I've had a blast hosting you along with all of the top real estate professionals in the Twin Cities. Catch us next time, and be sure to follow The American Dream TV on social. That's all for today, and cheers to your American Dream.